Welcome to the Land of Bet Sports Betting Live Show. Happy Monday, squad. We got the first official day of memberships rolling, so we are going to be getting into the member bets here. Hopefully you guys are subscribed to the channel at the very least for now, so you're not missing any of the stuff we're putting out. Not a bad day. There's another 500 day yesterday. We have lost 1 unit in 3 days, going pretty much 500 over the course of that time. It's the alt lines. The player props have been fine. Been trying to hit some alt lines. It hasn't worked out, and as a result, we lose like 0.2 units instead of going over. But looking to have a nice day today, and then tomorrow is also going to be a really nice slate. So keep that in mind. That today has a ton of back-to-backs. We'll talk about that here in a sec, and then we'll get into the plays. But tomorrow is going to have a lot cleaner stuff. I should be able to get an episode out for that tonight, pretty early on, as we should have a good amount of games and looks and props coming up. So appreciate everybody that's jumping in right now. See the gang all around, everybody coming in. What's up, Andre? Always good to have you, my guy. You said you've been hell of a day, got out the hospital and then got locked up. God damn, but you still committed to coming out here, man. Appreciate you being here. Hopefully we can turn that day around for you, my guy. But what's up, Chance? Always good to have you in here, fam. And then I'm Nix. What's up? What's up, David Cruz and Michael McIntosh? See you guys all coming in with some bets as well. Sergeant Blazzini. What's good, brother? We will be getting those up for you guys as well. Chance likes Gershon. Already hit that. Yeah, we can talk about Gershon. I have him on my card as well. But what's up, Larry Stone Cold? Always good to see you in here too. Let's get into some of the stuff that we've got for the first couple of games here. I've got a couple bets on the card, but I want to see what you guys are talking about as well. Quick look at how we did yesterday. Stand by. Let me fix this. There you go here. All right. So what we're looking at from yesterday, like I said, let's pull this up real quick. Did I put that up? Oh, I didn't have the review from yesterday. Let me just pull this up for myself, and I'll tell you guys. We'll make this segment real easy because I didn't have it in the episode yesterday because we weren't up yet with the games being done. But we did end up going yesterday on Sunday 4-4, minus 0.4 units, like I said. So not the best day. I'll walk away without losing much there, half a unit on the day. If you do want to jump into the VIP, we are still running the same sportsbook deal. So just sign up for any of the sportsbooks you see scrolling beneath me. And they're also linked in the description of the video. If you do sign up for any of those, go ahead and use code LYB. Send me a screenshot showing me you did that, and I'll go ahead and get you a free month of the VIP access there. It's Twitter and Discord at JL Boogie. That's the best way to get a hold of me. Sign up for any of these books and get your free money. We've got a lot of books that a lot of people don't have in there, so definitely check out which ones are in there if you want the free month. That's one thing, and then we do need to know memberships are live today. So the bets that are coming in from the members are looking a little bit different for us, so we can separate those and get those up on the screen and look at the bets that the members want to do. That's available on the YouTube channel. You can go to the homepage, or if you're watching it right now, you should be able to see the ability to sign up for a membership right underneath the player window. So hopefully you guys get in there. We're going to have those bets coming in today. We got 8 games, so I imagine we'll be looking at mostly those. So let's go ahead and start getting into it. I'm going to be using Props Madness here. So I'm going to pull that up and get into sharing my screen with you guys, looking at your bets. We're going to start, I believe, with Brooklyn, Washington. That's going to be game number 1. So make sure that you do get your bets in for Brooklyn and Washington. Let's pull up Props Madness. That'll help David out. How are you doing, David? Do you have any looks for that while I'm coming into this game?
No, it's a great call out. I just started to put some in, but we don't have anything yet for Brooklyn, Washington.
Okay, no worries. Well, the thing that I was looking at, we just had Alex Sarr ruled out. What that does for me, I'm not totally sure, because what I was looking at was the expectation that he was going to play. I actually thought he was going to be fine, and he's now officially ruled out. So what I was looking at earlier was Jordan Poole without Brogdon and Kuzma. We know Brogdon's out, and Kuzma obviously not on the squad anymore. So when we look at the games without them, I'm also going to take out Sarr. I'm not sure if there's going to be much of a sample size here. There's 4 games. When you look at the points, the dimes are about 4.8. Everything's about the same on average, even though he had 2 good games against the Nuggets and the Cavs, and then 2 bad games against Memphis and Orlando. I'm really tempted to take him under on the PRA, but this dropped down from 30.5. Waiting to see if I can get this back at 30.5 to go under for Poole, but don't like the way that he's playing with the rest of the guys on the squad. I don't think you just book him for like 34 minutes or anything like that anymore. I think if you look at the way that he's played since the trade, which has basically been like these last few games, he's had a couple of good games on the PRA, but basically in like these last 4, especially when they're playing any kind of good team, in Indy, not a good team, but also had the overtime. Indy, not a good defense, I should say. But these other defenses much better, and then the Nets have been the best defense in the league for the past like 12 games of the year. So still waiting to see if I can get this at 30.5, but that's the only real look that I was considering so far in this one. And the other one that was at least on the table was Trent Wofford. Couldn't really decide. I like the assist. They've actually dropped down to 2.5 now. Wow. This is something we talked about on the last show as well. We took him on the points. Really good info from our guy Swish Info, who's in the VIP chat as well, talking about how much his assists have actually been going up. So I'm eyeing these at 2.5 and potentially even just playing like 4+ for him for some pretty good money. This is in the like 24 minutes that he had in these last 2 games. He played 21, 24. The assists and the potentials were pretty high for him. He had 10 in this last game, 10 in the game before, and his touches and everything is up. I think he'll continue to play a lot more of the ball handling role without D'Lo. So I think the assists are probably ripe here, even at 2.5 or points and assists, something to that effect. I think I need to get this bet down on Wofford. Will you just put that down as a lean for right now, David? I know you're doing a whole bunch of other stuff, but when you get a sec, let's put him down as a lean. I'm going to see if we don't have anything else from the squad here. So let me actually keep going with that. Don't worry about putting that with a lean, because now there's only one other thing I really want to consider, which is what the minutes should look like for him. So let's say he gets at least 20 minutes tonight. You don't have to put that down as a lean, David, because we don't have anything else from the members yet in the VIP or in the chat rather. So in the games where he's played at least 20 minutes, he's at 16.4 PA, which obviously is a nice jump up. I think we were projecting him for at least another 24 in this game. If we look at 16.4 per about 22 minutes per game in a matchup against the Wizards, where I think he's going to get a good amount of time. I wish I would. The points are what scare me a bit, even though that's a better hit rate, mostly because he just wasn't getting the shots last game. Well, let's see. This is, 76ers, and they played. Was that the last game they played? Yeah, they just played 76ers. Now it's the Wizards. I think we just go with the PA. 16.5 minus 104 on FanDuel. Really good number everywhere. Yeah, I'm going to roll with that for Wofford. Let's get him on the card, please. Over 16.5 points and assists. Adding that to the card for Watford. All right, let's keep it going. I'm going to put this down on my card. Trend on Watford. Now that we know a couple of things about this game. So over 16.5 PA is minus 104 on FanDuel. That's the best bet. And if I put this into his season averages, yeah, I would play this at minus 125. So this is playable to minus 125. Putting that down on the card now. 1U for him. All right. Do I have a Wofford picture? Probably. Oh, I do. Let's go. All right, let's get into anything else. Yeah, I don't think there's anything else from you guys in this one. Obviously, not the sexiest game of all time, so not too worried about it. We'll keep it moving and save the time, get it back for the other games here. All right, let's move to our other game here. The next one I'm going to go to, I'm just going to get right to Chicago, Philly. Let's just get right to it. This is a game I have a couple bets for, and I know that there's going to be some looks in here as well. So running through what I have, I was already expecting us to not have any Joel Embiid in this game, and I'm realizing the books were also expecting that. So I should be clear what I mean. Like if I look at Paul George's numbers, this 18.5 was at 18.5 before Joel Embiid was announced officially.
Josh, your audio.
I don't know how I lost it. But the books are already pricing it in, is what I'm trying to say. Get my mic. Books are pricing in the stuff here. Paul George has had the same number before and after the injury report. Kelly Oubre, even Quentin Grimes, all these guys. The bets that I have down for this game, I already took Kelly Oubre, points and rebounds. This is, it's still 24.5. So it actually has not moved at all. Some of the books have 25.5. Is it still playable at 25.5? Yeah, you're right on the edge there. But that's as high as I would play it for Kelly on the points and rebounds. If you look at the way, he had 34 against them last game, and that was without Joel and with Tyrese Maxey. And we might still be getting the news that Tyrese Maxey doesn't play because he's questionable. So got to keep that in mind. But Kelly, when he's playing without these guys, is at about 27.5 points and rebounds per 36 minutes. And tonight I have him at 34 minutes, even with Quentin Grimes coming in and kind of eating into some of the stuff that he does. So one bet you'll see rolling on the bottom line there is going to be Kelly Oubre over on the points and rebounds, 24.5 up to 25.5. And then Quentin Grimes, I just took on the rebounds and assists. And this is moving in the other direction as well. You can get minus 104 now. I took this at minus 120. But I love the rebounds. Obviously, he's been doing that a ton since he got here. 5.5 now. This was plus money. So I'm interested to understand the assists as well. Vooch is a game time decision. Okay, let's get ahead of that too, because I got to get my Josh Giddey bet in. But I took the rebounds and assists for him at 9.5. Is the number I showed you, minus 120. I love what he's been doing since he came to the squad, and now he's in the starting lineup and should be good for the rebounds and assists in this amount of time. Let's see. Matt Broadbeck is saying Grimes RA. Yep, we got the over there, and you like the under on PG. It's just like I'm not going to go over on Paul George. I mean, especially especially if Maxey doesn't play. It's a scary under. So just keep that in mind. I know this all looks terrible. And one really helpful stat that would be good for your under is that Paul George has driven to the rim 6 times since he hurt his finger before the All-Star break is when he actually hurt his finger. He missed a game right here before the actual break, right? And then in these games, since he's been back, he's played basically 3 games and has not gone to the rim, has been shooting about 30% from 3. There's not much to like. I'm not going to go over, but if Tyrese Maxey is ruled out, this is still somewhat of a low number for a dude who's actually averaging about 22 points per 36 when he plays without Maxey and Joel Embiid. So keep that in mind. The under for Paul George, I like where your head's at, Matt, because he's not the same Paul George that he's been in the past. But this is a dangerous situation with the Bulls and with Maxey's health lingering right there. So the bets that I have are Oubre and Grimes, and I did play Yabu. This is the one that I think I trapped myself with. I thought the Yabu stuff would go up after Joel's actual announcement of being injured and out. It did not. It stayed at the same. So don't love my value here on 19.5 PR, but I did play this for Gershon, and I'm not cashing it out. So I've got 3 guys, all with similar props to the over. I don't always recommend it. The only thing I'll say in my defense is the biggest mistake I made on Gershon was that I thought I was going to get more value after Joel was ruled out, and that's when I realized the books are pricing this like he's already out, right? Because he's at 19.5 PR. So if you want to take the Gershon one, that's the one I'm least confident in, but I'm definitely not cashing it out against the Bulls. There's still very likely possibility. He's getting a lot more minutes now and no more Andre Drummond for real. So let me pull up the stuff here that David's throwing in from this game for you guys. We have a couple if Maxey out, but actually what I should also be doing real quick is going over to Josh Giddey. So that's
just my note, just FYI.
What's that? Your note is if Maxey's out, you like
correct.
Oh, can you do you want to let me do Gideon?
Oh no, I want to get your thoughts on if Maxey's out. Is there an edge on anyone that
okay? So you're at? But Bilal's one of the ones from the members.
Yep.
Okay, that would have been in the Brooklyn game. I mean, yep. I'm not. We can look at that real quick. I'll come back to it in a sec. But let's see. So if Maxey out, you want to know. But then other than that, the Grimes look was the main one from members. Is that right, David?
That was me just putting on a note. That was yours. That was from your card.
Yeah, and then someone asked about that, but other than that, correct. We don't really have much. Got you. Okay, no worries. Let's. I can actually definitely keep going through this though. So Giddey is what I'm looking at here. What are the rebounds? They've got to be 8.5 by now. Yeah, they've been 7.5 at minus 140 all day. The assists are 6.5, and the points are now 16.5 on FanDuel. Yeah, everything's going up. I think it sounds like the books are now pricing in Vooch being out. This was at 30.5. earlier. Now it's at 31.5 for Giddey. I mean, this Philly defense is terrible. There's nothing to scare you from taking this. Let's assume he's going to play 35 minutes in this game, probably 36 or more. And he's playing without Io. When he's played 35, he's at about 34 PRA per game. Looking at in these minutes, 37. I mean, 36 is a pretty reasonable look here. So in this one, he had 10, and then 7, and that still wasn't enough, but it was the points that you're looking at here. So it's either the rebounds and assists or the points, rebounds, and assists, and now 15.5 for the RA without adding the points. I still like that a ton, man. Yeah, I mean, I don't really, I know he's shooting more, but once you get to 16.5 for Giddey, you're starting to lose me. The value is on 13, 14.5 points for him. I think the rebounds and assists is what you look at. He's still at about 18 rebounds and assists. Let's see what happens if we take off Vooch, which is what they seem to be doing. And this will help me make my decision. This is Fantasy Labs. I know this is not the sexiest thing in the world, but this is on-off court numbers that help you really see how guys play when other guys are missing. So I'm using this to find the Giddey stuff real quick. I'm going to put him on court. No, don't. Come on now. Give me Los Bulls. All right, here we go. So on court, I'm putting Josh Giddey. I'm just going to leave him on court, and then I'm going to take off court Zach LaVine, and let's put Io off, and then we'll take Vooch off in the event that he doesn't play. So where's Nikola Vucevic? Select players. Let's see what these numbers per 36 minutes look like real quick for Josh Giddey. Oops, didn't mean to pull him up. So for him, there's only been, it's 168 minutes that he's played without those guys this season. You can see that right at the top. He's the first one. He's looking at about 14.7 points, and then, about 19.6 RA per 36, actually about 21 RA almost per 36 minutes, 14 points. So yeah, this just helps me confirm that like he's way more likely to get the RA anyway. I think 15.5 with Vooch was a close call, but at even money on FanDuel, I'm going to take that. So let's add that to the card, please, David. I'm going to put Josh Giddey over on the rebounds and assists, 15.5 rebounds and assists. And that is good for even money on FanDeezy. All right. Josh Giddey over 15.5 RA. Plus 100 on FanDuel, 1 unit. All right, playing that. Can't get away from the R. Yeah, it's just like everything for the points is like a little bit, just once you get to 16.5, that's what I'm saying. Now we're in a kind of a bind. All right. But like, yeah, I mean, this is going to be a great matchup, so we'll go with it for Giddey. What are you going to do? All right. Yeah, and we don't really have much else for this game. I feel like I took up most of the props anyway at this point. So that's on my card. I'm betting that. 15.5. I've been waiting to figure out how to play the Giddey stuff. So all right, let's see. I don't think we have too much else, but make sure you are getting in the best. I should be calling for these a little bit earlier too. So we are going to be moving to there's a couple games we missed. We still have Detroit, LA, and we have Denver, Indy, both those early games. Make sure you're throwing bets down, especially to the new members and anybody else. Throw your bets down for those two games right here, the top two right here. Indy, Denver, Clippers, Pistons. We need some bets from you guys to look at from that one. And I think I'm pretty good on the. Let me pull this down real quick. Hold on, make this easy. We're waiting to see if Maxi's out. So David was asking me, what if Maxi's out? If Maxi's out, I mean, this stuff's already priced pretty high for guys. It would just be points. Honestly, I would maybe add like assists to a guy like Oubre, Gershon, potentially Paul George, probably on the dimes. But I think assists and points at that, the rebounds I've exhausted. I've got 3 guys with rebounds in their props that I'm going over for Philly. It's probably pretty dumb in my defense. Once again, the Gershon one. But if Maxey out, Bulls money liner points. Honestly, Bulls money liner points right now, Andre. Like, I'm not scared. Like this, if you've just been betting money lines against the 76ers all season, you're probably paying for like some college for your kids or whatever at this point, because they just suck. I already hit them under 37 or whatever it was, like 37.5 wins or something ridiculous. So I would just be hitting unders on them. But Embiid's gonna be out for the season soon. So for Maxey being out, we'll wait to see if we can get that news. We should be on the show if it does come out. It'll be points and assists, and it'll be like Paul George, Oubre, Gershon, adding assists or anything like that to those guys. I think they're all going to be ripe for that. I hate betting on the Bulls, but I love the usage that we're getting from Giddey. And then we should probably consider Lonzo as well. His usage has been pretty high. Played 29 minutes. He went 1 for 9 in their last game. I mean, if he's shooting 9 times and 7 of those are threes, I mean, he hits 2 of 7. He's obviously already, 6 points. He only needs 5 more. Like I really like an over for his points at 10.5. I like the fact that it's a much better number on all these books than Pinnacle too. I wonder if we should just be taking that for Lonzo. Let me see if his assists matter at all. Yeah, he's not doing that quite as much. Let's go back to this. So if we got Lonzo, we got Josh Giddey on court. Let me put Lonzo on court with him in these situations, especially if Vooch is out. 41 minutes. Lonzo's looking at 20 points per 36. 6 dimes. I think the dimes are not bad to add. They're pretty low, and they're 3.5 for minus 160. Damn. Plus 800. Yeah. That tells you that's not that high. That the odds of, I've seen way better odds for triple double, obviously, than plus 800. That's some Giannis Antetokounmpo numbers right there. So keep that in mind. It's like they're ready for that stuff. But the Lonzo stuff I can't get away from. I think the points are just something you have to play. I think the shot should be good for him. Let's say let's go to field goal attempts for Lonzo. How are we doing on time? I obviously my timer's from here. All right. So for Lonzo, I'm looking at points. I'm looking at if he takes a certain amount of shots. Let's go over to field goal attempts and say he takes at least 9 shots in this game. So he's at 9.8 points. Doesn't quite get you there. Trying to figure out how else we can get. Yeah, this isn't going to help us shape anything. He just doesn't have enough games with that many guys. It's really just about the minutes. Let's see about the minutes here. Let's say we put him at Lonzo. You like under in the RA from Swish from my other Josh. Let me look at that in a sec. I'm trying to see about the points because I kind of like the over on the points. So I'm saying minutes. He's going to play at least 25. Definitely. I mean, he should be playing closer to 30. He's only played 30 a couple times, but yeah, it's still not like an amazing hit rate. This is a pretty good matchup for him, and I would say do one more thing. Let's say Lonzo without Levine and Io for starters. Yeah, not much there either. See, he just plays so sporadically. It's really tough to figure out when Lonzo. So you were saying under on the RA from Swish. Let's see. And you were saying he's gone under hella. So we have this at 8.5. And this is not a number he hits. Why is this at 8.5? It's a pretty good find. This is almost like, what am I missing? It's so high for him. I suppose, yeah, just playing without Vooch. I mean, has he even played without Vooch this season? If Vooch is even out. In the one game he played without Vooch, he got 7 boards on 8 chances, 4 dimes on 7 chances against the Hornets. Say what you want. Philly's at least a little better than the Hornets on defense. Are they? Can I even say that? I don't know if I can say that. Where's their defensive rating? Come on, man. Pull this down a little bit. Defensive rating. All right, it's not coming up. Whatever. So for Lonzo, the RA, this might scare you. It's a 1-game sample size, but I see where you're at on the under 8.5. I think that's definitely a good look here. And this is only going to go up. We might be able to even get better juice. So let me come back to that, Josh. I think that's a good look. David, do you mind throwing that as a lean when you get a sec? And Yehoshua is on the 3. So we got all the Joshes chiming in. All right, I'll look at that one real quick. Thank you for pulling that up. And then we can add the lean there for Lonzo under 8.5 rebounds and assists. So we'll see if we can get a better number on that one. And then you like the 3s against Philly. So this is 2.5 now. Damn, that feels kind of high. What's he taking here? He did take 7. So it is like, is he going to make 3 of 7? Still about 40%, but he still should be able to do that. Took 9 in the game before. Yeah, I think the 3s make sense. He's taken mostly 3s. You're getting even money for him to hit 3 of them. What did this say about how many 3s he's taken? So he's mostly taking 3s. You can see most of his shots when he's playing in these situations, they're just chucking 3s. I think that's a good look. I kind of want to tell you on that. I suck at hitting 3-point bets. They just don't make them when I go out there with them, but that's definitely a look. Interesting, under RA and over on the 3s. But yeah, I was looking at over for points anyway. I just wasn't considering the RA. I'm going to ride with you, Yehoshua. Let's hit the Lonzo bet. If he's going to take, let's say he takes 7. This is what I'm going to see real quick. I assume he's going to take at least 7 in this one. We're looking at 2.6 per game. Over an 8 of 13, though. Philly's D I don't trust, like we said. So what do we do with the 3s? God damn it. I hate 3 props, man. I think that's a good bet. I'm going to pass on it for now because I just hate 3 props. They just don't go in when I bet them. So let's move on to the next game here. Want to remind you guys about a couple things real quick. If you do want to jump into the VIP, we are up 52.6 units on the season now. Looking to climb over 60 here for this week for sure and get over the 60 unit mark by the end of this week. So if you do want to jump in and get a free month in the VIP, you can go ahead and sign up for any of the sports books you see scrolling underneath me. They're all listed in the description of the video. And then send me a screenshot showing me that you signed up for these books with that code. Obviously, you'll get all your money and sportsbook bonuses, and then I'll get you that free month in the VIP. It's at JL Boogie on Twitter or Discord, and that's where you can get a hold of me, and I'll get that stuff for you. So, and then the other thing that I should let you know, memberships. If you want to make sure you get your bet looked at, go ahead and sign up for $5 a month, and then that'll get you a bunch of other stuff too. You probably see some emojis and stuff, and badges and icons that you can use if you are a member on YouTube there. So that'll be how you make sure you get your bet looked at, though. Let's get to Denver and Indy. Let's go to that one before the next the Clippers and the Pistons, and we're doing pretty well on time, so I'm proud of us. Let's start Nuggets and Pacers, and I don't know if we have much. Let me look what we've got in here, David. We've got Murray, Joker, and Hallie. I also want to know a quick update on who's injured and not, because I don't remember looking at this one. I think this one's pretty clean. This is the official NBA injury report that I'm scrolling into here. This is linked in the description of the video as well. Definitely recommend checking this out. It's this is the official report. So whatever's on here is going to be gospel, right? Looking at Denver, everybody's good except for Peyton Watson, obviously still out. And then the Pacers, I think, are good, but TJ McConnell was just ruled out. So that's the one thing there that we're worried about. Other than that, everybody's healthy. And that sucks because I wish that everybody wasn't healthy, honestly. The one starting point, let's get to what you guys have before I even look at anything that I've got, because I'm not too worried about it. So we've got Jamal Murray. Man, I'm telling you right now, like I said, these 3 props don't work out for me. The request here is for a Jamal Murray 3 look. Let's bring that up. He's been hitting them. Let's see how many he's been taking. 11, 10, 15. Yeah, J-Main likes that. Let's see. So the Pacers, in terms of 3s allowed, they're 10th limiting 3s attempted. Let's just see what they are. Let's see what they are in terms of the makes that are coming against him. So pull this up real quick. And I'm going to go to opponent threes made for Indy. Where are they at? They're 9th best limiting threes, so they're not terrible by any means. Even though, and 10th limiting attempts, 8th limiting makes, not the exact moment in time to take them, I would venture. Plus, he's doing a lot of off the pull-up, and this Pacers team is a lot better limiting catch and shoot. So the threes scare me despite how many he's taken. Let's say he's taken 15, 10. Like, let's say he doesn't take that many. How many is he averaging on the season? 6 per game on the season. So he's had an uptick of late. But if you look at opponent 3-point attempts allowed, these teams are much worse. Actually, you still got them off against Portland. 15 of them against Portland. That's crazy. 2 in this game where they won by 29. Yeah, I just don't love the attempts. And once again, I don't know why I'm wasting my time with y'all if I know I'm not going to be taking threes. Let's see. The other one was Joker on the assists. So let's see for the Joker on the dimes. I really like the points for him in this game, even at 28.5. You can actually get a 27.5. I think the points are pretty good for him against the Pacers. They just can't stop centers. I'm pretty sure they give up a ton. Let's see, make sure. I'm also just going to go to FanDuel Fantasy Pros real quick, see how much they're giving up against centers on the points for Indy. We're looking at not too bad, but I mean, do you really trust Miles Turner? So yeah, they're, about middle of the pack, limiting the points to centers. But let's look at the assists, since that was the question. 9.5 minus 125, 130. Honestly, it's Jokic. At this point, I would just be taking the triple-double. I think you can still get that for like minus 110 on FanDuel or DraftKings. If you want the 10 assists for Jokic, just get the money. Like, how many times has he not had a double-double this season? Probably not very many, is my guess. So I think you can bank on 10 boards, 10 points. Can you get the assists? And if you can get the triple double for minus 110 on Jokic, I would go that route before I'd go just on the assists, because that's how strongly I feel he's going to get the points and rebounds. Marcus is bringing up Miles Turner. Rebounds against this team are definitely a good look for centers too. I hate Miles Turner and his ability to rebound, but if we look at rebounds on the season against the Denver Nuggets, where are they at now? Yeah, they're still bottom 10, limiting rebounds against opposing centers right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8th most rebounds to the center position. I believe they've gotten a little better. Like in their last 7, they're a lot better. Yeah, see, they climb out into the top 10 in their last 7. So they've definitely gone up. Let's see what rebound. Like, this is the other thing about Props Madness over here. If you scroll down, this is where you're going to see the ability to see other players that are similar to him and how they've done rebounding. This is points, though. Let me go to rebounds. Rebounds against them. So center rebounds against the Nuggets. Cat had 10. Nas, whatever. I believe they were playing with Gobert in that one. Wendell Carter did his thing. KP, Carl in that one. Holmgren. Yeah, so, if you look at by position, too, just centers, not as good in general, I guess. Playing some poo-poo centers, though, in these last 7. So, see, that's other things. Like, in these last 7 that they played, like, guys like Nurkic, Plumlee, Richards, Missy twice, Mark Williams. Like, they're not all the best rebounding centers in the league. And now you're getting Miles Turner, also not a very good rebounding center. If we're being honest, 5.5 is minus 150. So I would pass on that for the Miles Turner rebounds look. The 5.5 might maybe, but I'm not taking 6.5, even with the ability to do it against the Nuggets. They haven't played this season. Last season, 6 and 4, 8 rebound chance. The minutes weren't high. I don't trust it for Miles on the back-to-back either. So I'm good on that. Let's look at Hallie, 18.5 points. We should mention this is a great matchup for assists against the Nuggets. Are they giving up the most? Yeah, the most assists per game on the season. That's what the Nuggets defense is good for. But they've got this priced at 9.5. He's at 8.5 on the season. I don't trust Halliburton, man. I also just don't like betting on Halliburton. And these potential assists, what are they at on the season? On the season, we're talking about 14 of them to get 10 dimes. Like, I don't like it. I just don't like it for him. Yehoshua is bringing up Miles Turner dimes, which could be interesting. So he's been diming up a bit. Minus 140. If this was something for like plus money for a center at 1.5, I think that's when it's worth it. The problem with the center assist, and maybe you got a better number anyway, Yehoshua, but my problem with taking it at like minus 140 or minus 130 for a center assist is he's only going to have 4 potentials to get his 2 boards or 2 assists, right? So I don't know that we want to bank on the volume being there for him. So he's going to have to get like 100% of his potential assists into regular dimes. Christian Brown coming in from Kean. Hopefully I'm saying that right. PR for Christian. Let's see real quick. on a back-to-back. Oh, bro, I feel like you're listening to me. Or either you came up with that and have been following that, or you remember me saying that recently, because that is a great point. Christian Braun against fast-paced teams. Problem once again now is everybody back, right? That's the problem. So we have to go to Christian Braun's game log and say, what about when Jokic is playing, Murray's playing, MPJ, Westbrook, and Aaron Gordon are playing? What does he do? And it's not pretty. It's at 12.7 points and rebounds per game when he's got there. Sorry, bro. That's what we do here. We overthink shit. So, but I appreciate you, J-Main, always, my man. So this is the problem with the Christian Braun stuff. I agree with you entirely, Kian, that and if I'm saying it wrong, bro, I'm sorry. But and you can correct me if you want, and I'll say it correctly. But the problem with the Christian Braun points and rebounds for me is going to be this, right? So he's had some nice games, and to your point, let's do it this way. Let's also look at what happens when he plays team that play really fast. This is such an awesome tool here on Props Madness, which is that you can just scroll over and see how does he play against teams' opponent pace. And we can go see how he's played against teams in the top with the top paces in the league. We know the Pacers are 6th fastest. So let's say he plays a team that's in the top 10 in pace. Only 3 games with all those guys playing. And he did go over in 2 of 3, and he's averaging 18 in those games. So this is what Kian and I are talking about when we say Christian Braun does well against fast-paced teams. He gets out into transition and does really, really well, including against the Bulls. I think that was the game where I first started talking about it at the end of January. But even in these other games against OKC, Cleveland.
I haven't looked at this with this player yet, but I really pace is something I tend to filter to try to find stuff out. Check out if he's any better transition or not, because that's one thing that sometimes go hand in hand. Yeah.
What do you mean?
Which is one of their filters up there. It's the defense versus transition.
Oh, is it? Oh, got you. Yeah, for sure. In terms of how good they are at limiting transition.
Yeah, I just noticed certain players that tend to play better,
right,
or have an edge when they're playing faster, tend to also have something in correlation with transition.
It seems like the transition isn't as correlated as the pace. But the other thing about the pace is just it's tough because there's only 4 games that he's played with everybody and playing teams with this kind of fast pace. Let me go back up to, so this is pace real quick. We're going into the top 10. And he's played 10 games, some of those missing a lot of guys. You know what I mean? So it's tough to use that logic. I think the minutes and the usage with everybody around him is the thing that kind of trumps the matchup, right? That's why when we say how we're doing our research, I always talk about this with people when I'm meeting with them one-on-one, which we do the sports betting consultations, right? For those who are in the VIP, when I'm talking to them about stuff, I'm always starting with who is playing, who is injured, and who's not playing, and how many minutes can we project for everybody? That's it. If you're not on the floor, then you can't get the stuff, right? You can't get the points, the rebounds, or the assists. And when he's playing with everybody, let's go back to putting everybody on the floor. Just go to minutes. When he's playing with all the guys that we selected, which is Jokic, Murray, Porter, Russ, Gordon, put all those guys out there. The minutes for him are at 31.3. On the season, he's at 33 minutes. So he's getting 2 more minutes. He's probably getting about 35 minutes per game when he's playing without 1 or 2 of these guys that we all have listed in. They're all going to be playing. They're all going to be eating into each other's minutes. As fast paced as this game might be, it makes me nervous to take a prop on him that when you look at him with everybody, right, it goes down to about 13 per game that he gets in terms of the PR. So it's a lot better without them. That's why I don't think I can get there with CB. But let's keep it moving here. Let's get to the next game. We're talking about the Clippers and the Pistons, and we know a lot of people are out for the Pistons and the Clippers. So quick reminder, if you would, give this video a like, goes a super long way. And if you would, if you want to subscribe, make sure you're not missing anything. Going to be able to get a video out tonight, some early looks at tomorrow. Not betting overnights, talked about that as well. If anybody has questions about why I'm not betting overnights, happy to answer that. But there's something about account health. Then if we look at the other thing here, giving this video a like, appreciate it. I wanted to make sure I mentioned to you guys as well. Props Madness, if you don't yet have it and you're watching me use it and have any questions, let me know in the chat as well. Questions about Props Madness, how to use it, I'm happy to answer them. And if you want to sign up for Props Madness, you can get a 7-day free trial. You use code LYB. You can also just get 25% off your first month if you use code LYB. So just want to make sure you guys knew that if you're interested in getting this platform specifically. But let's go over to the Clippers and the Pistons. We know Norm is out, Storm and Norm Powell, And as well, we're not going to have Kawhi the Claw in this game. And I will say Kawhi missed his first game last game, not because of like load management. He missed his first game because he was hurt and they didn't know how to play him. So now we might be getting back into whatever it is that we're the just endless cycle of Kawhi news going back and forth. Like, good, is he hurt? Is he not hurt? Is he really hurt? Is he lying? Is he in the country? What is he doing? Right. So like, I think we're about to see that for Kawhi. It's gonna be pretty annoying. Get the strap in for that. But if we're looking at the matchup here now without those two guys, I'm gonna start on the Clippers side. And if you have, I see we have got some bets for this game too. So while I'm going through this, let me interrupt myself and remind you too that we need bets for the next couple games: Heat, Hawks, and T-Wolves Thunder. If you guys want to drop some bets for those, especially the members, we make sure we get to y'all's bets. But drop those for the next two games here: Heat, Hawks, Timberwolves, and Thunder. Those are the next two games we're going to go over, so I can use your bets in the comments. As we're looking at this game let's start, like I said, with the Clippers, because we know we've got some guys out. So the first guy I was looking at for this game was Bogey. 13.5 is still pretty low. I think he's only in line for more. He played 29 minutes in that 18-point loss. They're going to lose. What's the spread of this game right now? I should have been betting on the Pistons earlier. Where are we at here? -2 for them at home. Like, yeah, I'm betting that. I'm betting -2 on FanDuel. Is that what it is? That's crazy. That's crazy. I don't trust this squad without at least even Norm Powell, much less Kawhi. Honestly, I should say that the other way. Without Kawhi, much less Norm Powell. Norm Powell is more important at this point. What was that? Sorry, I was just looking at the spread here. Let me get back to my. Come on now. -2, -112. Yeah, I'm playing that. If anybody wants to play that, I mean, I'm playing it. My sides and totals are not as good as the other bets, the props, but I'm playing -2 for Detroit. And I'm going to get that. I think, yeah, my buddy and I are already playing that anyway. 50, but this is too good to give up. All right. All right. Yeah. Let's get a side in there. See if we can't get back over 500 on the sides and totals that we have. That's going to be a bet. I'm playing that. This Clippers team does not inspire confidence in that sense. But if we are talking about points, it would be a spot up shooter. And this is going to be the guy spotting up. And he's going to be on the floor for about 29 minutes, I have to imagine. So if we put him at like at least 28 minutes this season, has he even done anything? Yeah, he's at about 15 points per game. It doesn't help because he has only played a couple games with the Clippers. So this is all just conjecture. He does have an over, though, right? And it was without Powell. So he's played 3 games with them. 4. So he's played 4 games with this team. And he played 23, 18, and then he played 20, and then he played 29. So his minutes are going up. I think this is a good number at 13.5 for Bogey, -110. I'm going to play it. We can add that to the card as well if you want, David. Much appreciated. Going to add. This is, which one is this? Bogdan, not Boyan. Not related, by the way, just for those of you who didn't know. They're not from the same country. And I did that early on in my life. I was a few years ago, was like, oh, the brothers are playing against each other. And someone commented like, I couldn't tell if you were fucking with me or not, but they're not even from the same country, you dumbass. It's like, fair. That's fair. That's fair. -111. Do I want to play this on FanDuel? BetMGM is -1. I don't think, I'm not going to be able to get that on BetMGM. But if you can play BetMGM, play that. But I'm playing this on FanDuel personally. All right. Bogey. I think he's got to be taking, he's definitely taking at least 10 shots. I think he'd be taking closer to 13 or 14 shots. There's no Norm. There's nobody to play off of Harden. Playable. If he gets, so if he gets 28 minutes, this is playable to -128. Yeah, I'll say -125 if you're playing that for Bogey. All right. Bogdan. Give me that. All right. I don't care. Bogdan. All right, whatever. All right, let me see if you guys have anything else for this one too. I know you guys have a couple looks, so I'm going to get into that. I just have to get my bets down. Okay. No, not this one. God damn, I'm fucking up. Oh my God. All right, hold on. I'm just trying to tell everybody about the right bet. And I keep fucking it up. All right. That's in the VIP. Can't be getting the pictures down. Let's get to, oh yeah, I was going to look at a bogey pick. We don't have one for him on the Clippers. All right. So we're looking at, oh my God, bro. Doing too many things at once. Stand by, everybody. That's my bad. Can't be fucking this up. Thank you, David. Fuck me, I'm an idiot. All right, let's keep the show going instead of stopping for this. Looking at the other stuff on this one, let me just pull up what you guys have rather than get it too far into what I've got. We got look for, well, DeRozan's not on this team. We got Beef Stew, Harden, and then Tim Hardaway. No one's bringing up Malik Beasley, eh? Nobody wants to talk about Beasley in this game. This would be a pretty good matchup for him. I would be taking the threes. If you're interested, I can't hit it because when I bet on Malik Beasley, he doesn't do well. But if you guys want to hit it, this dude is about to do, he's Steph Curry this season. Like there's only one other person who for a whole season has averaged 11 3-point attempts and 40% shooting from three. Malik Beasley's on pace to do that for the season. Steph Curry has done it 11 times. Nobody else has done it. So that's the type of season Malik Beasley is having, is Steph Curry level season. You see what I'm saying? 11 threes attempted, 40% from three. Only one man in the history of the game. And now if Malik maintains his pace, he'll be doing it too. Good matchup for spot up shooters anyway, because they do pressure the ball pretty well. I mean, it's a good defense in general. That's going to be missing a lot. So if you want Malik Beasley, I support that. Beef Stew. Interesting. Not a look for Jalen Duren, but a Beef Stew on the assist. Did this come from like Daft or somebody, or is this? Like
I thought it was interesting because it's over 0.5, so I was just like curious what your thoughts are. I know,
but it's minus 230 for the 0.5, so you got to take the 1.5. Yeah, probably not worth it. Not a 1.5 either. What's that?
I should have checked that first.
Oh, it's all good. No worries. Yeah, we'll pass on the Beef Stew assists, and then the Harden double or points is interesting. This is a good defense. Like this is gonna be a pretty good defensive game. I think did Detroit play yesterday? Yeah, they played the Hawks yesterday in a like 280 something point total that game ended with. So we got to be a little bit careful with the props for the Pistons here. Going too far over. I think this game is ripe for some unders, so I would actually be leaning unders before I'd be going overs too heavily on this one, other than Detroit to win. And Bogey's low prop total at 13.5 points. That's too low as what I think is going to be the second leading scorer on the team for the Clips. And then Harden at 27.5. Yeah, probably, but this is once again a good defense. He's actually better off shooting. If you look at the way that this team defends, they're 27th limiting the pick and roll ball handler. They are 8th best limiting spot ups for Detroit. So something to keep in mind that it is more likely for Harden to score. You see a lot of guys getting points here. I actually think the points are better for him now because of the way that he'll just probably be shooting a million times in this one. 27.5. What's he done without Storm and Norman this season? Let me just see if that matters at all. Doesn't really. Yeah, it's just a really high number against a really good team, a really good defense. So Maxey is available. Got it. Thank you for bringing that up. Okay. Maxey available. I'm not going to change much there anyway, so we'll keep it rolling here. This game is going to be, like I said, choppy, low scoring, not ripe for overs. If you want to take some unders, there's going to be some available in there for sure. Let's go over to Miami, Atlanta. Should have some looks for that. Things I was considering in this game. So I start with Trae Young. Let's see what the look is for Trae. Do you remember the look for Trae that you started to write down, David? Was it points?
So we've had a few different looks for Trae, and some folks are fading him, and some are going over on points and or assists.
Oh, wow. And there's at 28.5 points now on some books. So here's the thing about Trae. If I'm looking at his stuff versus Miami, and specifically like him playing against Spo and this Miami defense, I have this on StatMuse pulled up where I just already looked at Trae Young versus the Heat in their last 8 regular season games. So if you pull this up for the last 1, 2, 3, dating back to basically like last season right here, this is the last 5 games. It's a lot of under under points and over revs, but here we have or under points and over assists. He's actually killed him last season. This is from earlier this year. He had 11 and 15. Last year, he played them twice and had 30 and 27. So he's been going over against them last year. This year, not as much, and he's scoring less, but he's on a tear. It's tough with Trey now. I prefer, like, my thought initially was, should I go under on Trey points and over on his assists and combine those in a parlay? Because you look at the assist numbers versus this team. I mean, the last three here, you got 15, 13, 11, then the 7 dimes, and then another back to 10. It's at 10.5 now, and Yehoshua likes it at 12 plus, which I totally respect. This is 10.5 now, so we definitely lost the juice on this because it opened at like 9.5. And people definitely bet this over, which I think makes sense. I like this at 9.5. The points I'd be going under. I would not be going over on Trey. So for those of y'all in agreement with me on that, it's scary because he's taken 24, 28, and 29 field goals in his last 3. Not to mention 26. He's taking a shit ton of field goals. It's really scary. Let's see on the field goal attempts. So this is minutes. Let's go to field goal attempts for him real quick. Let's assume. Well, let's do this also. How many has he been taking against this team? He's looking at. All right, we can look at that, Rudy. Yeah, that might be a good call. The Trey versus this squad, 13 attempts, 22, 19. This is all last year. This feels like the outlier, but he's still taking a decent amount. It's over here. He took like none. 13 in the first game. Man, I don't know how to project the field goal attempts. Let's put the field goal attempts, though, for him because he's been taking so goddamn many. Let's put him 20 to 24 for a second. Sheesh. Yeah, 29.5. I think the points are fairly priced. I don't know if I'm going to have a bet on the points. It's too scary. Like, he's going to be taking 20 shots. Could take as many as 26. This is going to be, the Heat are playing defense for sure. The assists are where I'd be going on over with Trey. I wouldn't be going over on the points. I'll just leave it at that for now. Let's see what we've got on the hero. A hero assist does seem pretty nice. I mean, we took Cade's assists against this Hawks team last night. This team just hemorrhages assists. You can just get whatever you want against them. And yeah, the threes were not a bad look either against this team. Oh, it's 3.5 now. I'm out on that. The assists, I think, still have the best value at the price that they're at. So minus 111. Points went down to 25.5. Interesting. Points went down to 25.5, and the assists. And what did he do against this team? This is all without Jimmy Butler, by the way. I've got Jimmy Butler filtered out. So you look at the dimes. I mean, 10 on 14 potentials against them in the last game without Jimmy. Anybody else missing from that game? No, just everybody. So, like, don't we think he's going to keep diming up and having all those potential assists? So let's make sure we got this without Jimmy. So, this is last season. Excuse me. All right, 11. So he's at 6.9. Nice assists per game without Jimmy this season. And now we're going up against a team going up to 6 most. I think it's the dimes. I think you got to play the dimes for him. Let's take that at minus 111 for Hero on the assists. That's the look. It's enough of an edge against a team that I'm fine with it. Let's take over the 6.5 dimes at minus 113 on FanDuel. Yeah. Minus 113 on FanDuel. Thank you, David. Gonna be adding that bitch. All right. Hopefully people are getting what I'm saying here. We're going Tyler Hero. Over 6.5 assists. That's Jesus Christ. Over minus 114 on 3 on FD. Can I not get that? Yeah, I can get that. Oh, no, I'm not. Okay, good. There, I thought I was about to get limited on that. So minus 113 on FanDuel for the Tyler Hero over dimes. All right, keep that rolling. God damn, I'm fucking up here. All right, that is going to be playable. Also it's just minus. I wouldn't play that past minus 120 if you can't get that. Let's see. All right. So I do like the dimes for him. This should be a good matchup for him against this Hawks squad. Let's see if you guys have a couple other things. Yeah. So mostly Hero looks, mostly Trey Young looks. All right, let's keep rolling then because we can get to a couple more. Let me see. We have 3 more here. I haven't looked at the Thunder Timberwolves game. I'd rather just give you guys some help on some stuff that I've already got some thoughts about. So let's go to Portland and Utah in Utah, and we know now that Markkanen, Kessler both out. One more quick reminder as we roll into the last bit of games here. Give this video a like if you are getting anything out of what we're doing on the show. Coming back every day, 5:30 p.m. Eastern with the live. And if you do want to get into memberships, what we do here is we take your bets in the comments, we review them together, and see if we can find some value. Because we got so many people throwing bets in, which I'm very grateful for, got the memberships going here for $5 a month, so we can prioritize the guys and gals coming in with the memberships are going to be looked at first, so we can make sure we get to their bets. Just keep that in mind as well. That's now what we're doing starting today. This is the first day we're doing it officially. So, all right, let's get to where we at with Portland and Utah. I already bet Collier. Let's just get this out the way. Like, I don't care. After watching him get 10 assists on 19 attempts against Houston, which is the #1 team at limiting assists, and then watch the night before in just 29 minutes, watching him get 14 potential assists and 12 dimes against the best defense in the league, essentially in OKC, I don't care who the matchup is anymore for Collier. He's third in the league in potential assists in the last 20 games since he started playing in the starting lineup, 30-plus minutes, etc. There's only Trae Young and Jokic, and both of those guys are playing like 5 to 8 more minutes per game than Isaiah Collier. That's it. Like, I'm going to get his trading card. Shout out my guy, Hana, not Hannah, also known as Josh or JK, because he is started this. We're getting trading cards now for all the guys that are hitting for us. And he's been a cash cow. So I hit the over 8.5 assists. I also hit a double for him because we know that those guys aren't playing. His points prop is high now, but I think if you just take him for the 10 and 10 on the assists and the points, you're looking at a really nice, I got plus 180 on FanDuel. And if you did just do like 10 points and 10 assists and parlay those, you might be able to get a better number as well for Collier. But like him to get 10 points at least, and love him to get the dimes tonight. That's the only bet that I have down in this game so far. If you guys just want to throw stuff in, we're coming down to the wire anyway, but I'll try to see what you guys are looking at. If I was going to bet anything on the other side, I've got a lean right now on Toumani Camara. I just don't know if I want to add the dimes or not. I was going to see what happened to him. So yeah, we can still get the dimes at minus at 1.5. So I do like adding the dimes to the rebounds and going rebounds and assists over for Toumani. I like the rebound, the potential assist for him over the course of the last like 4, 5, 6 games. He's averaging about 5 to 6 potential assists per game. I love him to get 2 assists on 5 potentials. Love that. Also love the picture, Ruben. All right, so you got a Keontae look. Let's get to that in a second. The Toumani look would be rebounds and assists though. Just love the way that he's playing. So we actually, interestingly, Jeremy Grant is in. So this is one of those situations where you would think that with Jeremy Grant playing against Toumani, that Toumani would do worse, right? That Jeremy Grant would be a guy that comes in, plays similar position to Toumani, and that he's going to impact him negatively. Not the case. When he's playing with Jeremy Grant, he's actually more of like a power forward because Jeremy Grant is soft with a capital T and kind of allergic to going into the paint. And that's why you need a guy like Toumani, who's been a beast on the boards and all defensive team level player. Other last thing here for Toumani would be the minutes. As I talk myself more into this, he's on pace all the time to play 35 plus minutes, 38, 34, 36, 36, 45, 36. He hasn't played like less than 36 other than this 53-point blowout against the Hornets where he only played 28, but that's because the game was over, right? Like right away. So for Toumani, I think we're good here. If we give him, let's say we definitely know he's going to play 30. So he's over in 14 to 21 games with Grant, playing at least 30 minutes. And let's say he plays 34, which is at least the floor that he should be playing about. Still about 9.4, but over in 15 of 21. In this matchup here against Utah without our boy Walker Kessler, I think that's got to be a look for Toumani on the rebounds and assists. 8.5 is minus 125. I'm going to come back to that one. I want to do a few more things, and I want to get to a couple more bets, but I'm putting that down as a lean. If you have time to put it down as a lean too, David, that'd be sick. Otherwise, no worries, because I'm going to keep rolling. I think we should also at least mention Flip here. When he's played without Markkanen and Kessler this season, he's got 4 games. He's got 9.8 points per game. What about the board? Oh, I thought he did better on the boards. Never mind. Flip, I don't know if we're going to be able to go to Flip here. Going up against Kling Kong and whomever else they play. But yeah, we should be looking for some rebounds for guys on the Blazers and some rebounds. I don't know who's going to rebound for this. It should be Flip, but I don't know. Kling Kong will be a problem. So I'll be coming back to some rebounds. For those of you in the VIP, that's what I'll be looking at here for that game a bit later. And then the last game here, the only bet that I would love to play that I don't have down on the card is LaMelo assists. I was still waiting to see what happens. So we've gotten better numbers now. this moved in our favor, right? So I'm looking at LaMelo assists against the Kings, who pressure the ball and give up the 9th most dimes per game to the opponent. What do they do to point guards? And he'll probably have Keon Ellis on him. So if you look at point guard assists, let me go. I'm FanDuel Fantasy Pros here. Assists to the point guard position, sack. Yeah, they're about middle of the pack, bottom 12-ish, giving up assists. Points, though, to the point guard, I believe they're very good. Yeah, they limit points to the point guard. So I wouldn't be going over on LaMelo's points. I think he's going to be good for the dimes today. This could be a nice negative correlation of like under points over assists. But you look at him without Brandon Miller, Trey Mann, and Grant Williams all out in this game as well. And if you look at his points, he's at 20 per game. You look at his dimes, 6.7, so a little bit better there. Last thing I was going to say is we know Mark Will is out. So do we have any real numbers with him without all those guys? Not really. There's only 3 games. Under on the points, over on the dimes. It's all what that is adding up to for me. I think Keon Ellis is going to get him, but history playing the Kings away in Sacktown, double, my man. You like the 10 dimes, you're saying, right? Like, I'm assuming you don't care about the boards as much. But head to head, let me get all these guys out of here. They haven't played this season. Last season, I don't think Bro's played them in a minute. Has he? Head to head against this squad? Not looking like it. Let me see. Let me put in, see if I can see what you're seeing. We're talking about LaMelo Ball versus Kings. And I think you said specifically away, which he's played them 3 times on the road. But yeah, the dimes for sure on the road at Sac. I think that's the play. I might as well get the 6.5 dimes in right now. What are they at? Double could be the play, my guy. I think if you're getting some pretty good juice there, that's great. This could get down to 5.5. The way it's been dropping is the only thing. Which I don't know why. Why would this be dropping? There hasn't been any news that's come out to change any of this shit, right? Let me see. Yeah. So no, the last thing is that Maxi's playing. So, okay. Yeah. I think we got to play the assist for LaMelo. I'm going to end up playing that, but I got to get to a couple more things that I want to research. So I'm going to get into that in a sec and see if this does get to 5.5. And if it starts moving back in the other direction, right? If this plus 102 on FanDuel turns into minus 105 or whatever, then that's when I would be like, all right, this is moving away from me. Let me get a hold of the assist for LaMelo. So appreciate y'all jumping in. Hopefully we can keep it going here. Like I said, memberships are live. So we're going to have that. I'm going to have an episode out tonight. So definitely make sure to subscribe to that page. Give this video a like. And if you want to jump in the VIP, up 52.5 units, shooting to get over 60 on the week for sure, then you can get a free month in the VIP. Use code LYB and sign up for any of the sports books. There's some here. There's more that are listed in the description of the video. There's plenty of options for you that I'm partnered with that'll help you get a lot of free money and all that. Plus, you sign up. Send me a screenshot showing me that you signed up using the code LYB, and I will go ahead and get you guys a free month of VIP access. It's at JL Boogie on Twitter and Discord. That's how you get a hold of me. So to everybody in the VIP, see y'all in just a minute. Definitely going to get a few more bets down on the card and then going to get to work on tomorrow's nice 8-game slate as well. So best of luck to everybody tonight. Appreciate y'all for real. Until I see you next, happy betting.